I just got to get them letter in the mail.
We are back with TRUELEON Army. We are here with another installment with the great conversation. Today, we are talking child support. Is it right? Is child support a broke woman's come up or a foolish man's failure? That is the question today that we're going to try and expound on. I'm going to try and bounce it around to everybody. And if anybody wants to jump in, I'm going to let y'all jump in. But yeah, is child support a broke woman's come up or a poor man's failure?
I'm gonna go last.
I'm gonna go first. I'd say in today's society, it's a broke woman's come up because of what we just talked about a little bit earlier. You know, if I get an NBA guy pregnant, I can get $500,000 a month. And these girls are out here purposefully trying to get these guys pregnant. There's a reason Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, as far back as you want to go, they get ready, they come back to their hotel rooms, there's women in there. How did you get in here?
Yeah.
Would they do that for me? If I'm walking in the Marriott, I ain't had a woman sitting on my bed yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so they know how they manipulate. I'm still waiting. They know how to manipulate the law and make it work for them. They know it works for them. Right. So I feel like it's more of a broke woman's come up.
Okay.
With that.
Okay.
I say both, and I only say both because it's circumstantial.
It's all right.
Man, there's like y'all said, your ball players. Man, they ball players have it the worst. And then women are so cold with it now that they look at what sport you play.
Yeah.
And if you're a baseball player, sir, good luck. Because baseball players get paid the most.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think, again, it's circumstantial.
Yeah.
And then as far as for the male, yeah, you foolish, man. If you should know off the cuff, if this ain't the woman that you about to just lock it down with,
right,
and this is your profession, you're in a certain profession that and these kind of troubles come with this profession, and you still just sprinkling her mind, shooting her club up.
Yeah.
Then do it. So you foolish, man. That's on me, man. You got to eat that.
Oh man, I would say more realistic because the percentage of a woman getting a ball player, NBA player is pretty small, but more on the average though, if they're getting anywhere from, I would say 800 and up, it's a come up.
Yeah.
Because with 800, that's rent in a lot of cases, a big chunk of it. That's a car payment. Plus you get to claim them every year. You know what I mean? And then if you have multiple kids, that's multiple orders from different dads. So I think just as an average, when you getting up to 800 and up, especially like $1,000 a month in child support, that is legitimate rent. And does it take $1,000 a month to raise a 3-year-old? What does a 3-year-old need $1,000? Because your rent is going to be a rent, right? Your AES, your center point, your groceries. A 3-year-old is not eating that much.
Your bills.
What is $1,000? If you have daycare, okay. But if they grandma is watching, or if no one's watching them, ma'am, what are you using $1,000 a month for this child? So I think it is a come up because that's more income, and that's $12,000 a year extra. That's like a raise. That's like a part-time job. Am I right? Plus you get to claim the kid at the end of the year. That's what an extra. Depends how much child tax credit, $3,500 a year on top of that. And if you're getting benefits on top of that. So it definitely can be a come up in the right circumstances. It definitely can. And I'm just speaking for the average person.
Those are great opinions. I would say I'm leaning on the side of it's a come up for the women because they don't have to state what they're using the money for. We have to explain where we get ours, where our finances go, and they put that on the ledger. But once they receive their portion of it, what they do with it, where it goes, is completely up to them. So I would say it's a come up for them in that sense, only because there's no fact checking when it comes to them.
Yeah.
So it's a come up on their side. Now, with that being said, as you look at the child support system, and I'm going to again toss this out for everybody, and whoever wants to jump in first, go ahead. But when you look at the child support system and what it looks like in its totality, what would you say is the biggest, like if you had to name all the problems and, with child support, what would be your biggest issue with child support?
Oh man.
I'll tackle it. I'm gonna be quick. I think that child support does not care so much about the child. I think it's a business. It's about money flowing through it because we know they get a percentage.
Yeah.
But when you look at it logically, if I'm getting my son half the time and we not paying no child support, what does that mean? That means I'm involved. All his extracurricular activities, I'm there. I'm impressionating on him. I'm teaching him stuff. But if she wants the child support, then I have to get a second job maybe to make up the difference because y'all just ordered me to pay $1,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like I need to get a second job to accommodate when he comes over here. I want to stay on a nice part of town.
Mm-hmm.
When he's with me for the summer, I want to go on vacation. How can I do that? And you just took 12 grand out of my pocket a year. So now I feel like I have to get another job to balance that out. But he may see less of me versus if there's no child support and we're both working. Then we both could pour into him. So I don't think they really care so much about the child as much as we get a percentage off what you pay. And every time y'all go to court, they get paid off that.
Yeah.
That's tax dollars money that work. It's money in that. So
you're saying that you're saying your biggest issue with the child support is exactly where and how they're using it, or
it's not about the child.
You're saying it should be more directed towards just the child in the sense of support.
They're so quick to just grant the child support, but it's like, hey, we got full custody.
Right.
You don't. I'm going down here. They got your information. Granted, it don't care what I say.
Right.
If I can provide for him, if I got better housing arrangements, better school district, none of that cares. I get custody off GP because this is Ohio, so I get that. Therefore, I get child support. I don't give a damn what you make.
Right.
I don't give a damn what you can provide. I got custody. I'm getting child support.
Right.
It is what it is.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest problem with it is this one word for me is accountability. I feel like all the accountability is on the man. They put none of that back on the woman. So she could just keep going down there every 3 years or whatever it is and just keep asking for reviews. But not once do they say, like, man, what are you doing to, better your situation? Because you making the last 10 years of this 10-year-old boy's life, you've been making the same since you filed for this man to be on child support. So, like, man, what have you done to improve your situation? And then they don't take into consideration none of what we got going on. Yeah. We get child support is pre-tax. You know what I mean? But they don't care about our benefits, 401ks, anything coming out, our rent, nothing. They take nothing that we have responsibility for. And then they just make this state calculator that I've never used that calculator before, but they said they factor this huge number and says that's what we want to give to the woman, but they never hold the woman accountable. That's the one thing I think they need to do. Like you said, we don't get statements every month to see what have they spent, what have they spent on our kid. You know what I mean? Because all the other government programs do. WIC, you can only buy milk and stuff. And oh my bad, brother. And EBT, warm foods are not available for this. But they can make that work in every situation, but with child support. I think that's accountability, man.
Accountability. Just piggyback off. Because literally the two, and I learned this one earlier on in child support. Daughter's 19, she's off. Son turns 18, April 29th. He graduates May 24th. Made my phone call. I got my papers on the way so he can be emancipated. Thank God. Right. Shout out to my son.
Yes, sir.
Keep aging, baby.
Keep aging.
But no, all jokes aside, man, the one that really got me, and I was told this in Greene County. Okay. Anything you do outside of child support is a gift. And I got the buyout from GM. And I remember asking the judge, because the prosecutor was trying to give me 6 months. But it was a guy in front of me, Caucasian, who was like something crazy, $50,000, $60,000 in the hole. Damn. They want to work out a repayment plan with him. But my thing is, you want to send me to the bank. Because y'all didn't talk to my HR department. I no longer will be working there. I have a lump sum. That's not my responsibility to sit down with you all and do X, Y, Z. So I said, Your Honor, when my daughter needs diapers, formula, I'm buying that. I have my receipts. He said, well, sir, matter of fact, I had my receipts with me. He said, anything you do outside of child support's a gift. That right there, to a sense, like you said, to your point, Steve, it's not in the benefit of the child. Because I'm like, what that shit, man? Fuck that formula then, man. I'm not about to go doing all this and you telling me y'all can still issue a warrant for my arrest. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm like, no, my daughter needs this. So, man, the way that the white man run their game, man, in the politics, man, I'm like, yo, it's built, it's sold, everything is stacked against us. Mm-hmm. And then secondly, Will, to your point, man, you was cooking, man. You mean to tell me that it's certain stores that accept EBT and you can track that. When people are selling food stamps, that is a crime. Yep. And people are being prosecuted for that. Y'all can track that. But you telling me you can't track when this motherfucker going to the nail shop, going to the hair shop, going to the wig shop, going and doing all this other extracurricular stuff with that green card.
Yep.
But come on now, man. But you hold me to my level of accountability is out the roof. But yet when I'm telling you, my son doesn't see not a penny of that $1,000. If she got 2 other kids, this motherfucker don't do nothing over here. But yet, I'm being held accountable, and my kids I look when I see my son, he got on 2 big clothes, dirty shoes. Where the hell is my $1,000 going to?
No accountability.
Rent, more.
Yeah.
There's no accountability.
When I ask you, can we come to some type of agreement? No,
You get
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Check this out. When I got married, we had twins. We had our daughter. Went down to the rival building. Lady said, "Hey, ma'am, she doesn't have any legal right to your son because she tried to nail me because again at that time my wife was a dean, so she tried to nail me and up it even more." So I'm like, wow, and y'all letting them do this shit. Mm-hmm. So from that point on, after that, she fought it three different times, that same order. And then I've not really talked to her no more, nor has she even bothered to go downtown because I already told her, I'm not doing shit. Respectfully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, those points you guys made it's spot on. I'm sure other people would agree with y'all on that. I have another idea as far as what I think is wrong with child support or with the system. And I'm gonna throw it out there for you guys. The government or the court system or the child support system, the judge, the lawyers, and all of that should not get $1 from child support. See, the problem that I have is that people are more focused on deadbeat dads and whether or not their kids get Jordans or go to a private school. But you're not noticing that when you go down to the courts and have all this stuff happen, the government is getting a percentage.
For sure.
And the government doesn't care about your percentage. Doesn't care if you get 2, 10, 20, however much it may be. Yeah. The government is focused on getting their portion of it. And so I get frustrated because you have people that will refuse to get off of it off of the basis of they don't want to feel like they have a deadbeat dad in their life. When really somebody like me, or I'm assuming us in this room, we're all like-minded here. But I'm assuming us in this room would not have any problem taking care of our children. Right. Financially, emotionally, whatever it may be. We don't have a problem with that. But we do have people in our lives that we do pay child support to that also witness that we would do that with our children. They know that we're going to be good dads. They know that we'll take care of them, but they're not going to get off child support. Don't matter what you say or do, they're not getting off child support unless you're getting back with this person, and they probably still won't get off.
Yeah,
they probably still won't get off even if you're back with them. Yep. So the higher problem that I have is there's too many hands in the pot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if I'm supporting my child, let me support my child.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if I'm supporting you who is taking care of my child, I'm okay with that too. Because you're the person that's with them in a larger scale or in a scale when I'm not there. So whoever's taking care of my child when I'm not there, I hope they have the funding to be able to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, I would most definitely help with that. No problem. But when you have a whole nother entity that had nothing to do with A or B getting their portion of it, now I have a problem.
Yeah.
So the next question that I have about child support would be, if you could go back and do anything different when it comes to child support, what would you do to make it better? Pull out.
That part. No, I'm gonna tackle it. It rhymes with responsibility, accountability. I follow a girl. Well, I'm friends with her on Facebook, and I guess her son is 1. She made a post the other day. My son is 1. I guess the dad pays child support, but he still haven't came to physically see my son that involvement. But looking at her pictures, Yams is out, the girls is out. We're the most provocative, whatever. So I'm like, you had a lot of attention. You had your pick to choose who you wanted. You could have vetted them. You chose who you chose for whatever reason. So now that you chose who you chose, now you mad he's financially paying, but he's not there physically. Is that more accountability on you because you chose him? You had your pick. This girl is not ugly. Like I said, from all her pictures, filter and everything, she got the yams out, she got the girls out and all that, but you chose who you chose. You didn't vet them correctly. So now we supposed to give you a badge, or we supposed to sympathize with you because he's not there physically, but you're getting your child support is what you wanted. So I think more accountability on the women as far as pick better, do better, because we already take accountability. We're deadbeat dad. We get that label all the time, and it's been in mainstream media. You don't take care of your son physically, you're deadbeat. You don't take care of him financially, you still a deadbeat. You know what I mean? We can't opt out of fatherhood. But so I'm saying, as the birth givers and the people who choose life, you have to vet and you have to pick better. You can't go with the dude who just you like. You got to vet that dude. So more accountability, I think, on the women, and less benefit. More kids, more benefits. That's what the government is now. 2, 3, 4 kids. Here you go, more benefits.
Yeah.
There's no incentive for them not to. So I think we've had our fair share of accountability. Let's start putting that on women. Let's stop promoting just having a baby just to have a baby with whoever without vetting them properly. I think,
Adam and Eve.
Hmm.
Period. Foundation. It's not supposed to be like it is to begin with. So let's talk about all these generational obstacles that we're now creating by going out of the order. You know what I'm saying? I hear you when you say vet, but how about you up your damn standards? Is this a husband? Fellas, is this a wife? And the problem is we don't do that. We out smashing and dashing, having a damn good time, and then a baby's involved. Now we got to pay child support. So I get everything that we're saying, but I just be like, this shit could have been prevented.
Right.
We did not have to go down this path, and I know damn for sure that some of us probably even woke up the next morning like, man,
did I full out?
I think like,
Right.
Sheesh.
Man.
And not to mention, not to let us be going off, a good night,
Yeah.
and you have just had a ball, and now you wake up, and now it's like, shit. A couple weeks later, you get a text message, like, oh, shit.
Right.
And that's when they get real. What Wayne say, that latex that I think I'm latex, like, man, that we gotta, I'm really trying to work towards get back to those fundamentals. Like, hey, if you don't see yourself, period, strap up, man.
And just to chime in, remember, Steve, when you pointed out how men, we can't opt out, but a woman can opt out.
Correct.
She can terminate the pregnancy, she can walk away, and there's no type of animosity or negative connotation towards her.
Right.
But if we choose on a one night stand,
we wrong.
Say, hey, I don't want that baby. Now we got a bill for the next 18 years.
Financial responsibility. Yeah, you
Yeah.
cannot opt out of financial responsibility if they have your name, they social, and then you don't have to be with her, but you're financially responsible. We do not have that choice, but they do. I mean, it is what it is. That's why it just needs to be restructured. That's all we asking for. I'm not saying eliminate child support because I understand
there's some guys that are here
that ain't shit. That ain't shit.
I agree.
We just saying this is not the 50s. Hell, women are making way more than men are anyway these days. All we saying is just revisit, revise. Let's come together. How can we make this work to where it's supposed to be about the child, right? That's what they say. So let's make it about the child.
Yeah, kind of. Let's really
wrap it up.
Let's really make sure that if we just got to get smarter, man. I mean, think about it. We were just in a day and time where they like abortions. No. That's some scary shit right there. Because it's like, even if you strap up, guess what? Let's say something happened. You still got to deal with this person now for 18 years plus. Not to mention that, what if you paying child support? Man, could you imagine? I strapped up. It broke. I put another one on. Somehow in there, it happened.
So let me ask you this, realistically speaking, do you think if we preach strapping up more, because dudes ain't listening to the abstinence or strapping up,
no, they're not.
Do you think that's the real solution, or just because it's like, I want to be realistic about it. We can preach condoms all day. We've been in a gas station. They're there.
Yeah.
You wake up 3 a.m, next to a cutie, she's soft, she's, man, you ain't not gonna get one. You know what I mean? So what's the real solution though? Because kids are gonna get born. That's a fact.
I agree. In my opinion, in my opinion, what that is, man, it started like everything that we talking about, man, just resonates with gender role and the man being there to really educate the daughter, the son on how they should move and what they should do. We got to get back to pushing rubbers, because not only is it a baby that can come and now tie you up in a system, and now here you are, you don't have your degree yet, you're working an entry-level job, and now you're working to pay child support because you got a fraction of your check left. So now here's the gateway to, I got to get in the streets because I got to get some more money, or I got to get a second job. So the shit really segues and roots in so many different directions that we got to come up with some type of solution, because we know once we hit the system, either way, I pay child support, they going to dupe me, because it's not like I'm making a lot of money and I done fucked up and made a mistake. I jump in the streets, I catch a case now I got an F on my report card, a felony. Now I can't get a good job. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So at some point, we got to catch this shit at the root.
Yeah. Why?
If the system didn't reward women, I believe they're the birth givers.
Right.
So if the system, like he's trying to say, we changed the child support system. Imagine if it did not have that system in place to reward them,
benefit them.
Imagine if it was like, if it was a shared parenting, like if you both come down and be like, hey, we doing shared parenting. Even if the other parents say no, it's like, no, we push shared parenting. If this fails after so many years, then we push child support. More women would take better precautions to not get pregnant or not go through a pregnancy, because they know that if they
benefits,
if they know, oh, I fucked this guy, I fucked this NBA player, I'm gonna get paid the rest of my life. But if they knew this NBA player can opt out of that, they wouldn't do it. That's what I'm saying. It comes down to the that's in place. That's like Steve said, we could talk condoms all day.
Yeah.
You could talk all that shit all day. That ain't gonna change nothing. If the system changes to where it stop rewarding this stupid ass behavior in these women, and it is not down on them. I agree with how we raise men and women and all of that. But if women knew, oh, if I get pregnant and this dude could just walk away from this child and they ain't gotta pay anything, now I'm stuck figuring it out, they're gonna think twice about it. So I feel like that's the focus I want to like stand in. I think that's where Derek's trying to go.
Yeah. And I get that though. I get that, but the thing of it is how enough? What you gonna do to not get there?
I mean, it's just
Because it's
more.
still gonna be fucked up.
It's more realistic. I think one thing we have in common, all five of us, did we all not have a kid at a young age?
Yes.
I do.
So, and I think in some forms, shape, or fashion, we've heard about abstinence, protection, condom, whatever. But for men, I think biologically it's instinctive to want to reproduce, especially when you got feelings. This is biology. And like I said, when you up in it, bro, like they could tell you 1,000 times to wear a condom. It does something to our mind, bro. We don't think straight.
The more you
bro.
say it, the less one keep.
I get it,
We
but
don't think
what
correct,
do it though? And that's the problem though,
Yeah.
and that's why it's a generational curse
For sure.
and a generational situation amongst us because of that very train of thought right there. That shit is essential, man. Because how many fatherless homes we got right now because of a good night? Let's keep it a buck.
Fatherless homes are because of the system.
No. What I'm saying is this: how many young people, and we in the school system, we deal with these young people every day to where cats was just shit. Fuck that. I ain't getting ready to.
Yeah.
And they might be on child support. Some of them might be paying it. Some of them might not be paying it. But the thing with child support is child support is very beneficial for a motherfucker that has the income. But for a motherfucker working here in Dayton, Ohio, in this economy, two mom and dad both work in the economy in Dayton, Ohio. Neither one of them have a degree. They just have a full-time job. Kid ain't getting nowhere near the fucking essential the dollar amount that they need to really help take care of this kid. Them kids ain't getting money like that.
But the system makes money every time for every child support amount that's paid.
They get about $4 to $5.
No. Not only that, not just the fees, but it's something to where it gets matched. There's a lot of hands in play. It's a money making oil business. I mean, it's a business. So if, like Derek said, if all those hands come out and it just we strip all of that out and it's not money being made for all these other people, then it would truly be about the child. But because all these people are making money, it don't matter if one person got to pay $30. If that $30 is making this couple struggle, it's still creating a detriment for society. And it's not like the system is made for both custodial and non-custodial parent to survive, to do well. It's set up so one can try to figure it out with just a little bit of money, but we're going to get paid too. We're going to get paid, even though you're paying, we're going to get paid too. So it's an incentive for the people who run child support to put people on child support.
Right.
When really it's better to say, you guys figure it out. And if that situation were to happen more often, I think that would be the biggest deterrent in people having babies. Because it's like, oh shit, I ain't about to pull out, I'll put a fucking saran wrap on my pussy. You know what I'm saying? Women be like that before they'll let her do none of them, just because they'll be that much careful if they knew
Less government
help, less child support. The system is set up. It's a business. And once we realize that, and I think that's the purpose of child support is set up for broke women to really to just land well.
I don't agree with that.
I think it is set up. It's set up for broke women to do well, to keep them in this impoverished state. It doesn't incentivize them to do better. Like Will said, you'll be sitting there 10 years making the same amount. Like, yeah, what have you done in 10 years? And because I make more money, now I gotta pay more money to my child, and everything I do outside of that is gifts. It destroys the family unit. Because like Steve said, now I gotta work more and I can't put more time into my child because I have to pay this. So now if I was paying 500, now I gotta pay fucking close to $2,000. Now I can't lose this job because then my livelihood is going to be messed up. Because I'm not just saying livelihood, I mean like getting arrested, license taken. It's the system has to change.
I'll say this too. The only thing that hasn't took place, because I think it's unrealistic. We've been preaching condoms for a while. Has it worked? We've been preaching condoms, abstinence. Bro, it goes against human nature as a man. Like we're gonna reproduce. That's our job as a unit. Like whether you married or not, babies are gonna get born. That's what it is. It's been happening. I think the only thing we haven't tried, because women have like 19 different contraceptives. We have 2. Vasectomy and condom. Once we get a birth control, we take them over like Skittles. I think that's the only thing we haven't had. We haven't had male birth control. That's it. But they're trying to, though. There's stuff in the works. That's the only thing we haven't tried. Once we have that, then it's up to us because we more at risk when we have a child. We don't get custody. We have more to lose. So you think we gonna be more responsible? Wouldn't you be more responsible if it's just you know what I'm saying? Boom. Because a vasectomy is just a little more complicated. You gotta have insurance and it's permanent or whatever. And then your other is condom. And a lot of people don't like using condoms.
Yeah.
So we need something else. We haven't had anything. Right. They have 20 different ones. We need something to protect ourselves. And I think that will be the difference maker once we have that.
Okay. So when you say hands,
yeah.
Because man, I got two that I from the time they were out up until now. Soon to be 19 and now 18. Or soon to be 18. I got every single paper, every single document from child support. What extra money are they getting? These motherfuckers been getting the same processing fee from me. That's it. Other than that, all my money is going here, and the processing fee is factored into what I have to pay. So when we say all these other hands and extra money, where is it going?
Yeah.
To who?
But that's the federal government reimburses each state 66% of all allowable child support. So I'm telling you, they get money. Like, let's say if you pay $100, sometimes they can match it per dollar. This is outside of the fee, dude. It's a open business. You gotta look it up. You're probably not tracking that. Like, I didn't even know until Ojira told me.
No,
like,
I haven't.
It's like if like with oil. Let's just say with oil. We always say, oh, we need to change oil. They're not gonna change oil because there's too many people making money. They already found ways where they could utilize water and other stuff to make cars run or make cars go 200-300 miles. All the people end up getting off, right?
Exactly.
Because it's like, shit, we're gonna lose our money.
Yep.
With child support, hey, they're gonna keep pushing sexuality to children in the media and everything. So we just constantly bombarded with social media, looking at bad bitches and chicks looking at dudes. It's just bombarded. So naturally, we all gonna want to have sex. We're naturally gonna want to do that. And most people don't like condoms because we don't like it. And boom, now you get this baby, we get stuck in the system, and the only way, and we get scrutinized like, oh, well, you should have pulled out. Like, well, damn, man, this is natural to us. Why do you have this system in place that's set to fuck us? It's set to fuck us, So
reproduction is not the problem; that's the system. Can you say that that part again? The government.
Yeah. So the federal government reimburses each state 66% of all allowable expenditures on child support activities. So basically, the way it works is, and I've seen it where it was actually 100%. I'm gonna pull that up too. So basically, let's say if you pay a certain amount, they will match it. I know it's weird because I didn't believe when OJ told me. I had to literally, after the show, I went and found it, and it was true. And it just made me think, y'all getting more money than the fees.
You think the taxpayers, they getting it from taxes? Where do they get this matching money from?
Right. That's where I'm kind of like, okay, where is this extra?
Taxpayers.
I think it's grants.
That's a great
It's
question.
grants.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, like,
Where is it all coming from? Right.
It's grant money.
FICA.
I'm factored the band, but she factored.
But you know where it's not coming from, though, right? You know the government's not printing that money and putting it in place, right? Somebody has to pay that.
Yeah.
And you're assuming that it's going to come from
taxpayers.
It's us.
Yep.
We're paying that.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So there's too many hands in the pot. That's the problem.
And that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
There. Okay. So break it down and give some more substance behind it.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
And then also factor in the fact that you got other people that's paying astronomical amounts. You got Tristan Thompson pays about 48 to 50,000
like 40,
a
50
month in child support. In what world does any child need 50,000 a month to survive?
Donald Trump
to survive, just to have a good time in life. Though.
1991. This is 1991, y'all. This is back in the day before social media. Donald Trump had to pay his ex-wife Ivana $650,000 annually, which broke it up to $54,000 each month. This is in 91.
91. And I don't even like that, man. You feel me? Like, that's not cool. It's just not cool. It don't make sense. And there's no amount of money. I mean, there is an amount of money, but there's no amount of conversation. There's no way you can explain to me that just because I'm uber successful, that my child, I have to pay my child X amount of money. You know what I mean? Like
Justified.
like it just I don't even I can't even put the words together for it. It just doesn't make sense. So like the problem that I have with child support is that in itself right there is too many hands in the pot and there's no accountability like we were saying.
Yeah.
If we could just request that whoever is receiving child support to either input their bills into a system to where the money goes directly to those places, because I would feel a lot better knowing that if I pay $1,000 a month, at least 500 is going to my kids' school, education, sports, or whatever it may be. Currently, we have no freaking idea. It could be going to whatever. We just hope and pray that it's going to the right place. And we know on birthdays, holidays, we still need to put out for that stuff too. That's never going to change. Right. And it's not a problem. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying these are all problems with the system. So if we could have accountability with the people who are receiving child support, and if we can get all the hands out of it, I don't understand why the system needs 66% or 100, however much. I don't think there needs to be a reimbursement for that.
I still think it is. I still think it is a problem. But from what you just said before, you said you don't have a problem with holidays and birthdays. Right. I think that is a problem because I only make so much money, and my son doesn't understand. I'm paying $1,000 to. I'm not sitting there telling my 10-year-old son I'm paying child support. Go get it from your mama. He doesn't get what that means. When Christmas and his birthday comes up, he expects a certain amount of gifts and this and this and this. I got this from my mom. I mean, she probably paid for it with the money I had gave you for child support. So now I have to double that down and have gifts and everything prepared for his birthday and holidays and anything like that, because now they pulling on your heartstring.
They are.
So it's kind of like, I mean, you getting pulled in all these directions, and guess who it's all falling on? The man. That's why I keep saying accountability. And one thing I think that should be fixed is transparency. I need to see what's going on. I need to see what she's spending my money on. I want to see what the government is getting. I need to see more. I think men are confused. We don't understand the child support system. All we look at it as is negative. We just look at it as, because the child support system was designed really for deadbeats. For sure. And then when you put good fathers in a bad system like that, that's what creates this. That's what creates this negativity about it. So that's why the system needs to change, because you got good fathers in a bad system. That don't make no sense to me.
But we're also only talking about these astronomical dollar amounts.
Yeah. And it doesn't make sense.
This is not realistic.
Right.
Because keeping it a buck to the average working Joes, you're getting over.
You're getting over.
Let's keep it a buck. You're getting over. You're not paying enough money to support your kid.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, we kind of only talking about. You know what I'm saying? Not unless we educated brothers, who's out there putting in the work, who's elevating themselves and exceeding the expectations.
Yeah, we're not complaining.
In the environment you're in. Yeah. Now, we may have to pay a couple more dollars, but to the average Wan who did not little Pookie up, man, Wan paying $50 a fucking week, man. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
Wan trapping, he working at Estridge and doing whatever else he doing. Come on.
So I'll ask this question. Why is it so hard to get child support reevaluated, but it's easier when we had the abortion thing going in Ohio? Dick's Sporting Goods was one of the allies that offered to pay women travel expenses to go to another state to get an abortion. So Ohio didn't allow it, but Dick's Sporting Goods said, hey, we're allies. If y'all want to shoot to the hitman's office, we'll they said we'll pay you whatever for your travel expenses, and they was allies like that. Why is it so easier for certain communities, LGBTQ, to get certain rights quickly, but why is it so hard for us to just get something reevaluated? Why is it so hard for that? That's all we asking. Why?
Because what you see is a money play.
Yeah, but it's been reevaluated. Like, I'm telling you, what Caps was paying like the 80s, early 90s, that formula don't exist no more. Because I know this for a fact. My son and daughter's mother was pissed. She had to turn in them financials because they had to take it. It was either she turned it in or they was going to put a figure out there, which still benefited me. You see what I'm saying? So it's not the same. Back in the day, when I first got on child support, I was getting my tail waxed. I know now they've updated the formula.
Pause.
Now that they've updated that formula, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, my
Wow.
child support went from just my son alone, 660, down to flipping 180, 187.
Is that enough?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, is that rule enough or should it be more? Because I know personal people who,
You mean like pay more?
yeah,
No,
I
know
mean,
it's not enough.
yeah, I think
That's what
more
I'm saying.
rules need to be changed. That's cool. That's a start, but it's like it goes deeper because I know somebody personally, they shit went up a lot.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
What they make.
They make more.
That's what I'm saying.
But that formula is off.
No.
You know what I mean? Like the formula is off because it incentivized the guy for working harder. I work hard within 5 years. I do what I need to do. I gotta pay more. Yet you had the same 5 years. We only got one kid. You chilling, going on trips. Why don't they evaluate, man? What have you been doing?
That's what I
So
said.
what incentive is it for me to get promotion if all I'm gonna do is pay more, but yet you had the same 5
It
years
pulls me back.
and you chilling?
So why ain't they not getting y'all's? Because I'm telling you, they get both. So
I ain't known it no more, but I'm
telling the lady at the white lady at the Bible building told me, like I'm telling you, they do both. They're factoring in both incomes wholeheartedly before they're coming up with a figure to say, Dad, this is what you need to pay. Because if she's Oprah, and again, you this guy over here that's working a regular job, they not about to take all your money.
But what if she purposely is not trying to advance because she can make it up with the child support? If she's getting $1,000, what incentivizes her to go get an extra second-time job? That is a part-time job.
Check this out. I don't know what judges y'all had, but I know the one I had with my daughter. Man, buddy looked at my daughter's mom like, hey, no, and tightened her up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe it's
I think it's individual. It's individual because on paper,
the sum
on paper,
yeah,
I make significant more than her, but she could have a few other avenues of income that may not be getting recorded that child support picks
understood.
up. Yeah, so like in my situation, like that's what it was. It was like okay, you make way up here, she makes right here, and then they just went off that number. So they do that.
Mhm.
They pulled her numbers, but she's not accounting for the other 2 or 3 other forms of income she got going in. And they don't take into account to this. You're living with a boyfriend, a man that could be helping out with bills, and they don't care about that.
No,
you got to be married.
Obligation.
Yep. If you're married, they may consider that as different. But these women, they can have boyfriends, they can have people tricking on them and paying for their bills, but none of that matters.
But that works.
And if you want
in other states,
that's true too.
Everything.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, they might factor in how much you make. Might not factor in her.
Factor in my bills.
Yeah, like
that's what I want.
Bills
factor in my responsibility.
States, but not like her bills or whatever.
Ohio is different.
Other states are, everybody got different rules.
Yeah.
But what I do want to say on this topic, we can
gonna go. We gonna go.
We can get real deep in there.
Down a rabbit.
Trying to mess with you. So, my next question, if you guys don't mind asking, when it came to child support, when you first experienced it, if you were ever put on, how did you get put on child support? Now you don't have to tell me how much and who and all that, but
right.
What was it like? Did you go down there, or what happened?
It's in order for her to get benefits, it was with my first 2 kids when I was married, and that don't matter. If it's 2 households, you still get put on. So it doesn't matter about your marital status. But when the state give you benefits, someone got to pay for their benefits. When they giving you medical and food stamps or cash assistance, and you got a separate household and a separate address, that's all they need. So that's incentivized her to put me on child support because she basically, the government is her husband. I'm out the house. She has her home spot. She doesn't need my income because the government has substituted me. They giving her money, cash assistance, food stamps, child support. But then, I have to pay for that. So that was my ex's incentivized is because it was the assistance.
Yeah, she put you on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How I got on was a DNA test. So
hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you finish?
Mine was because I took a DNA test. So when I took that DNA test, she didn't know either. We both was young. We had no clue how this worked. So got that DNA test done, and then we just moved on. And out of nowhere, me and her both got summoned to court, and we both said, let's just not go. And we so we chose not to go. they put the order through anyway.
Was she
That's
getting
how.
assistance?
No.
So why would they just bring her in just
Well,
cause?
she might have had carrots.
She might have had carrots or something.
Like, we got to get that from you.
Yeah, so they got to get something from me. But we both just said, let's just not go to the court date. And they went ahead and pursued it anyway and put that order in. And my little check from Miami Valley getting ripped.
They need their bread, cuz. They need their bread.
Oh, dang.
Oh, you want to say yours or you want to let OJ talk?
Oh, shit, mine was just young.
OJ, you here with us?
Yeah, what up?
Good, brother. We over here talking about child support. Is it the mother's come up or the father's failure? Do you have an opinion on that today?
You mean the bitches come up and the father's failure? That's what you mean?
Hey, you go ahead and have your moment, brother.
Yeah. So y'all talking about how to get put in the system?
Yep. Yes, sir.
How not to get put in this?
Yeah.
We need to be talking about.
All right, man. So like, when it came to my situation, at the very beginning of it all, we had an agreement where, we would go half on daycare and I would buy whatever my daughter needs, right? Sounds pretty fair. Sounds like, that's what a motherfucker would do if the system never existed, right? Cool. But as soon as I moved on, got, met my wife and everything and started doing my own thing, which I still was providing, by the way. Jealousy, envy, hate, all that shit kicks in and then they just put you in the system. That's how it goes. But they use excuses like, what the fuck a bitch will say? I'm just making sure that my daughter has what my kid have what they need and all this other stuff. As if I'm really a bum ass nigga, right? I'm like, how about let me prove that I am a bum ass nigga before you put me in such a crippling system, right? Never got that chance. Just did it due to feelings or whatever. So they fucked me pretty big. I mean, I skipped one of the traps was not signing the birth certificate, right? You don't never sign a birth certificate ever. And two, when it came to the court paper talking about if you don't come, we're gonna find you contempt. It was all a lie. It was fake. I ended up finding out after the fact. You feel me? So if I never went in for that, I would have been good. They probably would have tried to send some bullshit in the mail, a default order, which it can be fought against because it ain't shit, but it's a contract agreement, which a lot of people don't know that the so-called family court is the matrix and it's fake. And that's just a facade that they need to get you to think that, okay, this is law, right? Nah, it's all contracts through the state. You feel me? So if I knew this before getting fucked, put myself in the system, I wouldn't be on child support right now. So, but that's what it is, bro. Like, the whole, they'll get that extra money. They can do what they want. They can do what they want with it. If, you know, they'll have you simping on another nigga with the child support money. You feel me? Like the new nigga will come in. They got J's. If it's Christmas time, you know what I mean? If it's tax season, and they getting the tax money off the bitch, and they get your child support money at the same time. You feel me? So it's weird situations like that. But at the same time, you do got some real moms out there, some real mothers who actually use it for the child's purposes. You feel me? So long as a woman doing that with the money, it's all good. It is what it is. Everyone, we both got chipping for the child's sake. But at the same time, if a man is providing on his own without being told, bitch, you don't need no child support. You don't need no motherfucking system involvement because it fucks the man at the end of the day and it fucks the man's credit up. Like, nigga, I'm like 34 in a hole right now due to motherfucking child support. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucking my credit up, making me look like I ain't doing shit. But since it got readjusted to something affordable now, I'm good. I'm living way better. You know what I'm saying? Cause from going from dinner 900 nigga a month to what I'm making now, well, to what I'm paying now, I can breathe. You feel me? So it's being paid on time, and I'm doing what I got to do, bro. But yeah, child support can't be a broke bitch hustle, and I don't know, it sucks, bro. I hate this shit with a passion. They need to burn down every motherfucking courthouse in the world, nigga. Any family court, they need to abolish that shit. They need to burn down all that shit.
All right.
Shit's terrible, bro.
Hey, OJ, since you live in out of state, right? And if the mother of your child is here and y'all disagree on the amount, then what? Like if you like, hey, I can send 400 and she like, nah, I need 8. then where do you go from there? If y'all just got a disagreement of how much you're gonna be sending back.
Sadly, in most cases, they will go with the mom, but it also depends on what the mother making. Like, if a mother making some bread and the guy ain't, they'll try to be on the guy's side because it's like, how the fuck can we tax him this much more if he ain't really bringing in shit? But the mama bringing more money. So in some cases, that can save your life. But in reality, you got to play broke, bro. Like, you can't show them niggas what the fuck you really making because it ain't shit for self snitching. It's a contract agreement. It's all a contract agreement, bro. So like when it came to my readjustment, right? I told them what I did, whatever. It wasn't making much. You know what I'm saying? So they had to go off that. But when it came to the mother giving her information, she refused. Like she didn't give up shit because she was making more. So that would have been self snitching on her part. So these hoes they'll play the game too. You feel me? So they seen that okay, he's making less and she's making more, but not wanting to tell herself we're gonna go ahead, make the judgment for the man's sake. So that's how I got my shit lowered. You know what I mean? Like you cannot go in there bragging how much you make. That's why that's man. Shout out to my boy, bro. He told me not to even fucking go in there no more because all you're doing is just self snitching. You know what I mean? So if you don't go in there, you don't tell them shit. You don't acknowledge those niggas. It's gonna stay the same. So if you want to lower it, you gotta play broke on paper, bro. You gotta be a broke motherfucker, which it's all about being a business owner at that point. You feel me? So if you can produce some tax papers as if you ain't doing shit, 1099 type forms, that's when you can really hustle. That's really how you can really win out here. You know what I mean? It's all about paper, bro. That's why most business owners would rather, employ themselves, make a certain amount of money during the year, and that's where they got to go off and shit. They go off paperwork, bro. They go off taxes and shit. They go off that paper trail. So if you out here just splurging, you know what I'm saying, making big money and showing that you are, they're gonna tax the fuck out your ass every time.
Is that Dre?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Jay, appreciate that comment. We have another caller in.
Oh God.
We're gonna let them get their words in. Who we got in there?
That nigga Dre.
What's up, Dre? Let's hear from you, Dre. What you got?
Yeah, y'all know I got a lot to say on this topic.
Speak on it.
Got a lot to say. Yeah, so the what I would say about this is child support is a bitter bitch system. Period. To see when people talk about it, the whole intent of child support was to better the situation for the child and the family.
Yeah.
The whole family system is broken, so none of that shit works. None of that shit works. It don't. None of the situation is better for the family. Nothing. And I feel like the government shouldn't get involved. Period. At all. They shouldn't be determining what amount should be paid. Any of that. So I dropped a comment in the chat saying that when people try to defer to the government, saying, "Well, the government needs to fix this or that," the government broke it in the first place. Like
True.
let's go back to what it was prior to child support. It wasn't like kids was out on the street starving and shit, and people was abandoned in their homes. Men took care of their kids. There was no food stamps, none of that goofy shit. People just figured shit out. They worked together. Um, people wasn't dependent on the government. We just worked together. We figured it out. We had a barter system. It's just so when we have to defer to the government to fix what they broke, it's a stupid system. We need to depend on each other. We need to choose better. We need to work together. So it's an overall broken system. So we can't fix what they broke. We just need to completely remove ourselves from it.
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
Yep.
I like that.
That's a perfect world. It's a perfect world, but that's why I have a conservative perspective. I want little to no government involved in my life.
Facts.
I agree 100%
But
with
I know
that.
y'all got some liberal people up there. Y'all want the government to do everything
No,
and shit. I can't do that.
no, I agree 100%. I'm
1,000.
Hey, I'm with y'all on that one. I'm saying if the government removed themselves, like for instance, me and my son, man, we good now. It's just communication. Like just being able to communicate, man. We figured it out and we in a good little spot right now. And if the government never had their hand in this, we probably could have been figured this out. I think the government confuses shit. So when you throw them in it, when you throw them in it, it's all of a sudden, here's an incentive if I do this. And then relationships aren't perfect. So the moment me and her bicker or something like that, that's an avenue she can go and say, you know what, I ain't dealing with you, man, because I'm gonna go this way. So if they weren't in it, it would force us to talk. All right, we got to communicate this between us. You can't rely on the government to come save you and make me pay all this and pay all that. Like, you have to talk to me, because a lot of our issues is we don't talk to each other. So, and now me and her are talking, we getting it together, we trying to figure the thing out, and we finally got a good little system going right now. But to OJ and Dre's point, get the government out of it, man.
Yeah,
get them hands out of it.
You in a good spot, and a lot of people be in a good spot with the mother of their children, but with the power they have, it's like they have the Thanos glove and they claw.
Snap that finger.
And right. Once you not in a good spot, that motherfucker is on. And they snapping that finger, and next thing you know, you in child support with your W-2 laying right there. So it's like you in a good spot because she allows you to be in a good spot. But when the emotions change, next thing you know, the card was canceled. You know what I mean? And
well, think about it, right? The government, child support exists outside of family court exists outside of the three branches of government. That shit is illegal. It violates our constitutional rights.
Facts, nigga. Facts.
Motherfuckers is not eating off child support like that. Let's take this misconception off the table. I got 8 fucking kids and I pay for 4. Man, I know I don't pay enough money to support my kids off what child support say I should pay. I'm getting over like a fucking fat rat. I'm getting the fuck over, man. Like, fuck the government, man. Like, y'all
I didn't hear. I didn't hear his
motherfuckers
point.
gave me a way out. Because when I worked at AT&T with Drew, I was bringing in $800 bonuses and balling. And guess what them motherfuckers did? Nothing. Because the 40-hour a week job, 80-hour paycheck I get was enough to cover my monthly obligation. I still balled. So to say that the fucking government, fuck the government. These motherfuckers ain't really winning like that. Not unless you in a bigger tax bracket. And the reality of it is any nigga in a bigger tax bracket is getting their asses wiped.
So that's exactly what I'm talking right now. You think you the majority of people on child support or the minority?
You're the minority.
You think you the because when does it cross over to getting over? What's the dollar amount? Getting 800 and up?
So what we looking at here? Are we looking at what? Average. Because if you paying $800 a month
for one kid,
you got a damn good salary. I don't know too many motherfuckers making $40,000 a month paying $800 a month for one kid.
But do you need 800?
Hey, coach.
That's up for debate as far as how much a kid really needs
for a 1-year-old.
Coming from me.
For 1-year-old.
Put your hand. They got a
coach. Yo, coach.
Yeah, OJ got a coach. Go ahead, OJ. He can hear you. Hold on, he about to put his headphones on.
That's why you just said that, right? So, like I said, I was damn near paying $900 a month for just one child, and when the obligation was made, nigga, I was working at a company, a temp company, only dropping about $12 an hour and shit, and I was getting one paycheck from the Air Force. You know what I mean? After taxes and everything taken out for like a smooth $300, bro. So how the fuck is that justified?
So you had 2 incomes or 1?
2, but you know what I'm saying? If you work
so how long ago was this shit established? Because I'm telling you, the shit that I got, and I make damn good money now. So the
he's
shit
in another state though.
Who?
Is it? He's in another state.
It was all done in Ohio. It was all done in Ohio and shit.
But how long ago though?
That was 2016 when it was established.
2016.
Man.
And they fucked you like that?
Tell them to bend over.
No lube.
They fucked like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't moved to sports yet.
But do you carry them on your insurance and stuff?
Nah. They paying for it.
Y'all giving out personal details and shit.
Even when I only had my daughter and my son, I still wasn't getting taxed because I wasn't fucking making no real money. I was working at ABX when I had my daughter.
But that's because you won't making real money.
Exactly. So my question is at what point for the average motherfucker we just speaking about, when we talk about child support and too many hands being in child support, the average motherfucker is not getting raped. I don't agree with that. And I done seen too many niggas on child support.
Okay, but can I make a point?
And they telling me, bro, I only pay this. My nigga is a fucking insurance agent in Columbus. Man, I know he's a 6-figure nigga. I ain't gonna put no name on it. This nigga paid $210 fucking dollars.
Winning.
Hey man, listen, I used to be like, hey, how the fuck you do that?
Can I make a point though?
Go ahead, Dre.
Winning.
All right, but that's still up
Hey, OJ.
to that's still up to
Go ahead, Dre.
that's still up to whether she decides to take you back for a review.
Mhm.
That's just it's Russian roulette.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's like it's you know what I mean? It's like, why play that game? Right? And again, it's like you know, the whole purpose and intent of child support was to keep the family together, to make sure the kids are good. Kids are still suffering, man. The family unit is broken. You know what I mean? None of that shit works. So we should be advocating something, because when you incentivize bad behavior, you get more of it. You know what I mean? Women are incentivized to make bad decisions.
When does the fucking generational curse stop? When are we gonna make sure
when we stop incentivizing bad behavior?
Okay, now, but when we gonna look in the mirror and own our fuck up? Because the more and more you think it's cool to keep shooting shit up, now you look up and, oh man, I know I was a piece of shit because I know business shooting up what I shoot up, and my daddy a minister. So at some point, when the fuck do we stop touching the iron and you know it's hot?
But I think the media's been doing that though.
Fuck the media, man.
So what you saying is,
we gotta take the reins back.
But
the media.
Culture is broken. Culture is broken.
I mean,
when
it
you incentivize, it's just like okay, I'm gonna give you another topic to talk about. Why would you jump in a marriage contract when a woman is incentivized to break it? You'd be a big ass goofy to do that, right?
Married, bro. Hold on, man.
You'd be a big goofy to do that.
Next podcast.
That's another topic.
I know
That's another
one.
topic. That's another one. It's the same way with having kids nowadays, right? They wonder why people ain't having kids. Everybody looking at our generation suffering by paying child support and shit. We all on this channel bitching and moaning about paying child support. Our kids looking at it like, well, shit, I don't want to have kids. I ain't going through that. I ain't about to get raped. Yeah, some of us ain't getting raped, but a lot of niggas are. A lot of niggas can't afford getting their tax. It's tax season. People getting their taxes taken and shit. You know, don't nobody want to go through that. And it's all up to how a woman feels. She might be cool until you get a new girlfriend and shit. She might be cool until you post those vacation photos and shit. It's all based on how she feels. Who wants to give that Thanos glove to somebody over your finances and shit?
I feel it. No, like, and I do want to say everybody's point of view on this is very important, and the topic of tonight is something that obviously is very, very open on our sleeves. Like we all hold it very near and dear to our hearts. But I do want to say thank you, fellas, for calling in, joining in the discussion. This could go all night long, and I just don't want to keep dragging it out for other people that are listening. We will be talking about this in other segments. I'm sure it's going to come up. But my last question, just to throw it out there for the guys in the room, and we'll round robin and make it real quick. If you could go back and do anything differently when it came to you being on child support, what's one thing that you would do differently?
Would have wore a condom.
That's a good one.
Period.
Man,
period. Ain't no other way around it.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
That's it.
Wear a condom, but with my son, I'm more than grateful I got him now.
Yeah.
So I would say educate myself a little bit more on the system. Just be more mindful, because we get jewels passed down to us so much, but that wasn't really one like that I got. Like, wear a condom. Like, I get it, but as far as knowing the system, knowing what the court system does, like you said, that was 91. You know, we were born in late 80s. So we could have been taught this. So it's not like it was something that our parents and stuff didn't know. So being more mindful, more educated on the system and what it does. I just wish I would have learned a little bit more about it before I got out here and started,
Club up.
ran up and doing all this stupid stuff.
And before you close, Steve, in no form, fashion is the shit I speak cap. It's 100% facts.
Yes.
Because you know what? The best teacher was life.
Mm-hmm.
The best teacher that taught me at 40 years old was life. So yeah, that's why my mindset in today ain't nowhere near what I was 10 years ago. So I just want to put that out there because I know some of y'all don't like to look in the fucking mirror and own your fuck ups.
Yeah, I would say wear a condom is one thing we can do to prevent
really
birth. But other than that, educate yourself and choose better, vet better. It's accountability on us to vet better too. But I know sometimes when you're young, just being realistic, you don't think straight. You don't think clearly. You haven't really experienced life. So people could be telling you, like they told me, don't get, you know what I'm saying, you're too young, take your time, but you're not thinking about that because biology takes over. So you just have to do a better job of discipline, I guess, and vet better. But kids are going to be born. Since the beginning of time, out of wedlock, kids are going to be born. There's no change in that. You can preach condom all you want. Kids are going to be born. I mean, so you just have to.
The mug gonna break.
Yeah, that's just giving a fucking pass to let motherfuckers keep making these kids out of wedlock.
Well, I can say don't do it, but they still gonna do it. You could tell them not to do it all day, as we've been doing, but they're still going to do it.
That's
They're
what
young
makes
and
it
dumb.
true. And we don't talk about the kids who don't do it. All we always focus on are the ones who do it.
Because the kids who don't do it are not on the podcast because they haven't done it.
You're right.
But as an American culture, we are the one of the only cultures that are preaching population control. You know what I mean? Like in Africa, they're not telling you to stop having kids.
China did it.
China, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we're the only one. I mean, let me retract. There are other countries, but in America, we do preach population control. So I don't necessarily weigh too heavy on whether or not you have the condom or not, whether or not you have the baby or not. The more important thing is taking care of your responsibilities at the end of the day. But I do want to say one thing I would have went back and did differently is I wouldn't have put myself on child support. But I'm gonna let Steve go ahead. Did you say what?
Nah, yeah, I'm good, man. Nah, I'm good. I'll say what I have to say. Let's see what I see.
Get their point out. Go ahead, Drew.
All right.
Hey, I just want to say, fuck child support. And for women who stand on that like it's the one all and be all, for women who out there who don't have any type of life, who just go around trying to find men to get put on child support, you are the scum of society. And I'm saying that respectfully. You know, do I believe child support needs to be here in some form or fashion? Yes. And I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna hit the button when I'm done. When child support was created, it was created during a time where men were the primary breadwinner and women were stay-at-home wives. And when men would leave, women would truly feel the effect of the primary income, because the men would go and have a whole nother family.
Mm-hmm.
So child support was warranted. Now we have both individuals working. So for more typical situations, child support just seems, as Will said it, not for good fathers. It's made for bad men. And you have now bad women who is abusing the system. And I just say fuck child support. Destroy the whole system. And I would say this, there's one funny thing. I'd rather, if y'all want to keep us on that system, I'll pay this little amount and you be like my daycare worker. You'll have that fucking kid the entire time. When it come to their birthdays, if I ain't got it, I know Will said he once said, I would straight said, hey, tell your mom to pull it up that child support. So on that note, guys, if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe. Man, until next Saturday.